Hey everybody, this one can't be too long, so let's just get to it. Let's just do what we do to it. You know how we do. You don't. You don't actually know how we do. You've never known, you've tried to know, and yet knowing has eluded you constantly. Okay, let's definitely make a big deal out of this. So yes. This is another episode of Riff and Craft with Rem Pemberton of the Clemson Pembertons, and you know what that means. That means we play this song that we all love.
This has always been the theme song. This has
Feel the
always
tension
been
in the
the
chord
theme.
with
This
no
has
resolution
always been the theme
right
song.
there.
This has always been the theme.
It's like this thing was hastily thrown together or something. Some nonsense like that. Anyway, welcome to Riff and Craft with Rem Pemberton of the Clemson Pembertons. It is I, Rem Pemberton of the Clemson Pembertons. You know the one. You have been aware of my existence. We've met. Anyway, words. So things. Let's play the Minecraft. We are going to Rom's Pebbles. I don't remember anything that's happening in this world. Oh, my mind got bigger and it done got this is how you know it's official. It's when we have an incinerator. Okay, clearly I ended a row. I only got one iron out of the entire row. That is terrible and sad. Anyway, I need to put things in things and do stuff with other stuff. Boy, you could really take that the wrong way. I bet. What are you doing there? I'm just taking stuff from other stuff and putting things in things. Of course, that is the wrong answer. If you are a young man meeting your date's father for the first time, and he's like, well, little Jeffrey, where do you plan on taking Melissa this evening? And he would be like, well, sir, I plan on putting things in other things and moving things around. Oh, you looking to have a nice time with my little girl, huh? Well, good for you. Just kidding. Like what father would be like, yes, do what comes naturally. Come on. We're all young. Once. I'm not anymore, but I remember, and boy, I tried to do to people what you're trying to do to my baby girl so many times. So many times. Like, what? What hellish hellscape have I conjured in my brain that I'm like, yeah, this makes sense? Oh, jeez, Melise. The things I do for this YouTube channel. YouTube channel. Anyway, it's so great knowing that no one will ever see this. That's like my favorite part. Second favorite part. Oh, do I have a diamond? Did I get the diamond in this world? In one of my worlds I had just acquired. Oh, I do have the diamond. Okay. So if I were to start this one, then I need to take my pickaxe and do some diamond damage 3 levels deep on this. Boy, this makes for exciting YouTube, huh? Watching a guy break obsidian. Woo! This is what I pay for. Sure am glad this update came out and I can do things like mine obsidian. Yeah. Hopefully this will be the last bit right here. We shall find out. Oh, some of the bench was hoping it wouldn't be too many torches. And yet it was too many torches. Torche! 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 Maybe I should just... Ah! My brain wasn't prepared for what I clearly knew what I had to do. Okay, let's just leave those torches alone for a moment, shall we? Because clearly... Oh, God. I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRT. I mean SMART. Okay. If I go blah, will I get my water back? I did! Yay! I'm a clever boy. No one has ever said that of me. That's unfortunate. I think it's mostly because, well, first it's due to two factors, if we're being perfectly honest about this. Number one, the fact that I was a space case in school in my younger years, to the point where, you know, I've talked about it before, my older brother suffered catatonic seizures. And you know, this where you just the ones where you just freeze up and go blank, and not the ones where you shake violently on the ground. Anyway, so my parents were like, "Oh, what about this kid? This kid seems like he's maybe not all there." And anyway, always a, you know, thrilling thing to find out and be like, oh, it's because you think I have the problems of the brain variety. You know, it's always a good thing to know. Like, hey, let's definitely talk about this, parents. Oh, some of the bench. Oh, that's how that gets done. I know the water goes to an adjacent block, but there's like no rhyme or reason to it at all. Anyway, regardless. But yes, my parents thought I was such a like, they were like, this kid with his brain, like, is it working? Is he turned on? Like, has the boy been powered on? Is someone turn it off and then on again? Actually, let's not talk about turning boys off and on. That was the problem with my first little bit. Anyway, regardless, the fact of the matter is that at a young age, I was a suspected, oh, frick, dead man is what I was suspected of being. Stop, drop, and roll. Oh, jeez. Don't kill me. I perished. Oh, some of the bench. I discovered I'm not fireproof. But I also discovered that it's nighttime and that my last spawn point was the out of sides. Boy, you sure turned up for a dingus time of Minecraft. Holy Moses. Oh, jeez. If I had lost my diamond pickaxe to my own stupidity, I would have been inconsolable. I didn't even lose my water bucket. Yeah, boy. That's how we do that, son. That's how that gets done up in this here hizzy. Yeah, I say hizzy now. That's the thing that I say. Wait, where'd my torches go? Did I lost all my torches? I did. Oh. Well. Oh no, I did not lost all my torches. What was that noise? I did not recognize that noise at all. Anyway, regardless. Oh. You cruel, cruel game, you. You've tricked me into feeling again. Anyway. Oh, God. Oh, good thing that was still there for me to pick up. Boo, hello. Anyway. What a dingus patch of lava. You know, I should have just filled it with gravel. But I was like, you know what, let's just do what the kids want us to do. Kids these days, they're always taking a bucket of water to it. And it's like, yeah, you could do that. Or you could also deal with the problem. Like, oh, some of the bench. Oh no, it did go away. Aha. Okay. I might have enough to get this row started. Yes. Oh, thank the maker. This oil bath is going to feel so good. Anyway. Beep, beep, boop. Oh, what? I thought I had taken care of you. I thought I was your only vato. Que paso? Anyway, not much riffing in this one so far. Just a lot of badly done crafting. It's like the all-time worst crafting that we've ever had on this channel. Like, hey, who's done worse crafting than me? No one here? No one? Surely no one? Yes, of course, no one. No one could. 'Cause if they could, then they woulda. But they didn't, so they can't. It's true. That is what we call in the business an altruism. It's something that is always true. Oh, and I need to put torches back. Torche? Torche. Torche. Ah, the torches. Once the torches have been placed, then we have such fun with the times, such times with the things, such seasons. Man. Is my free associator on? Hello, hello, mic check, free associator. Is my free associator working? Hello, hello. Free associator. Okay. Well, once we get past this patch of lava, then we should be just fine. We should be sitting just fine, I say. Fine. Anywho, yes. Just fine. What? Oh, good heavens. Good heavens me. Oh me, oh my. Boom. Badoom. Yes, I can't give up on my perfect torching system. Not when you've got one. I mean, really. So, summer thus far, pretty good. You know, can't complain. Just kidding. Always can complain. Continually possess ability to complain. No one complains better. As a matter of fact, if you claim to be able to complain better than me, I will complain about you. I will file a formal complaint, and you will receive my formal complaint in a notarized letter, and you'll be like, oh, dang, he got this notarized? Holy Moses, perhaps I don't deserve a trophy for complaining. I'm going to take my regional championship trophy. I'm going to send it to this man who clearly has perfected the art form. Anyway, that's how that goes. So yeah, summer times. All of my stickers on my truck, I made a series of bumper stickers because I am hilarious and must share my thoughts with the world. Which is why I have a YouTube channel that no one freaking watches. Which I'm not complaining, by the way. I'm 100% not complaining. Here's a fun fact. It is Steam sale right now, and those of you with Steam accounts, how would you like a free game on me? Free. I'll give you a game. I will gift it to you. I will send it to you as a gift via Steam. 100% free to you. No charge. No nothing. No strings attached. Like, I just have Steam keys for games that I already own or games that actually I think they're all for games that I already own. I don't know if no, there might be one for one that I don't want because it's a survival horror and I just generally don't like survival horror games. But, that might be the only one. But also the fun thing is I did not write down the name of the games when I did my Steam keys. So I intentionally took the element of surprise. Anyway, in the comments, here's what you do. If you actually heard this portion of this episode on the YouTubes, I need you to let's see, I'm gonna have you send in a code word. There will be a coded word, a message of coding. All right, it'll be a coded type message, and that message will be, let's see, what's a good one? The word is going to be grunt. So, if you type the word grunt, doesn't matter if it's all lowercase, doesn't matter if the first letter is capitalized, doesn't matter if it's all capitalized, even though why would you yell the word grunt at me? How dare you? There are manners, and we are trying to have a society, you Neanderthalic moron. Now I'm not so sure I want to give you a Steam key. Yelling at me. I'm an old man. Can't you tell? I will be 42 years old soon, and that is super old. Whoever figured that humans would ever develop the technology to allow themselves to live to the ridiculous age of 42 is like, what? Am I in the Bible? That part where people live to be like, and Methuselah was over 900 years old, and Noah lived to be 800 and stuff. And, like, for real, that's some stuff in the Bible where they're like, oh, people lived a wicked long time back in the day. You don't know. It's just that lately we got worse. Like, we got wicked bad at living long because that's always the progression. You know, the more primitive a civilization, the more likely that their people lived a freakishly long time. I mean, obviously, for real, like, look at the Kalahari Bushmen in Africa. They basically live the same kind of existence that people in Old Testament times anyway would have lived, and they the Kalahari Bushman, show me a Kalahari Bushman that's not like pushing 700 years old. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I am saying? Are you cognizant? Are you aware of the words that I am putting forth? Yeah, obviously. Anyway, so 42 is like right, it's knocking on the door of, is right. You might as well at that point, if you're gonna just keep living and stuff, which why? But anyway, wait, is this the ones that has? It does. Okay. It's hard to tell with these new textures, but these ones have colon, so I'm gonna, because I am gonna cover the others up. Ooh, iron and gold. Yeah, let's not mine the one we're standing on right there. Let's mine a different one that we'll stand on. Anyway, yeah, breaking the number one rule of Minecraft. Hey, did you like my song? Comment and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell and tell me that you want me to sing more, because that's what I'll do. I'm just here to please my loyal fans, because I have them and they exist and stuff. Anyway, I'm kidding. I don't have fans, don't have fans, don't want fans. Like, I've said it before, I will say it again. Like, look at the way I run these videos. Like, half the time, my video descriptions are basically like, oh, so you don't want anyone to watch this video? Like, you don't want to get picked up by the algorithm at all? And it's like, yeah, pretty much. Like, you got it, Captain. That is what's happening. So, anyway. Yeah. You could believe me about that, or you could not, or you could not exist. See, that's the funny thing, is I keep, like, in my brain, I always assume, because, like, everything that exists, is eventually, like, given whatever due it's going to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, say for example, like, take the band The Shags, all right? The Shags were this band where, like, it's these sisters, and their dad is like, you're in a band. And I think he had like a vision from Jesus or something, and he's like, you're in a band, and they're like, we are. We don't know how to play our instruments. And he's like, good, write songs now. And they wrote these songs. Like, their most well-known song is My Pal Foot Foot, which begins with a drum beat that, like, professional drummers find difficult because it is so offbeat from what you would normally play as a person who knows how to do complicated rhythms. It's rhythm that is like, its wild complexity comes from the fact that it is 100% incomprehensible amateur, you know, and and then it kicks in with like these guitars just strumming in opposite directions and lyrics that don't make any sense, and like um and a melody that's like kind of there and kind of not there is like the best thing. First of all, like, let's agree, Frank Zappa was a big Shags fan because somebody discovered this band and was like, oh my god, this needs to be what we listen to and what we jam out to and what we aspire to make our drummer do, even though it's not humanly possible for someone who has been taught how to play their instrument. And so, anyway, like, if everything is eventually given whatever due it is due, you know, like a good manuscript will be read, and then we'll, you know, someone along the way will be like, wow, this is really something, you know. And sometimes, even if it's terrible, and that's why I bring up the Shags, if it's terrible in the right way, or if it's terrible enough, then, like, you know, because, like, how many mediocre movies get made every year? Like, just hold on, because whatever movie you did not get around to seeing this year, don't worry about it. Like, it seems important because it's happening right now, but then, like, wait a bit, and then the 10 movies that you should have seen from this decade will emerge as, like, the 10 that you need to have seen. You can watch those, forget the rest, and be perfectly fine, and nobody will be like, oh my god, you haven't seen, like, random Sandra Bullock vehicle that she made that everybody's like, we support you, but we don't actually want to watch your movies. Anyway, or whatever. I don't even know if she makes movies anymore. I'm just bringing it up because my wife was watching a movie of hers that I have never seen. And there was a time where I had to see all of her movies because my roommate was madly in love with her because he is a weird person with unrealistic expectations. Anyway, so yeah, as evidenced by his multiple divorces. I shouldn't say that. That's terrible. I'm sorry. Look, no one should ever hear this. And just know that it's the weekend. I'm having fun. It's Friday. It's early as frick. I should definitely be in bed right now. I will head that way as soon as I'm done riffing and crafting. But, like, let's be honest, you know, there's, because I put it out there, because I made it public, like, if I really wanted to shout into the void, then I just, you know, keep it private and no one would ever know. But there's a part of me that's like, wouldn't it be funny if, like, in 10 years, you know, whatever equivalent of Frank Zappa is to YouTube will discover what I've done and be like, oh my god, this is the worst, best thing. Like, only a rank amateur who was terrible at it could be this bad consecutively. And, like, so bad in ways that, like, a trained professional trying to be bad couldn't be this bad, you know. And so it's like loops back around to being like, hey, this is what we want to watch. And not because, like, I don't think that I am deserving of any level of fame whatsoever, and quite frankly, everything that I've read about fame makes it seem freaking awful. Like, when I was in college, I took the number one class on campus that everybody wanted to take. It was History of the Beatles both my wife and I took that class. There was also a history of Elvis and a history of rock and roll. I took both Beatles and rock and roll. Beatles was way better than history of rock and roll because rock and roll, you spend the first half of the semester listening to like friggin' Louis Jordan and friggin' field hollers and chants and stuff. You know, you're listening to like basically jazz and basically slave music, you know? And it's like, yeah, I get it. Like, I understand that rock and roll comes from these are the roots. The suffering of black people is monetized by white people. Like, yes, I get it. Like, you don't need to make me listen to 12 hours of field hollers and chants for me to understand that, like, yeah, anyway, regardless. But yeah, the Beatles class, Fame. Um, Fame is freaking terrible. Like, once the Beatles reached a certain level of fame, they couldn't leave the freaking house. Like, they could not go outside. It was too much, you know? And, like, famous people would be like, oh, it's such a pain in the neck. You step out and this is, you know, everybody knows who you are. They tell you exactly what they think of you to your face, you know. um anyway, like all the things that I've ever known about Fame make it like I don't freaking want that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I understand that it'd be like, well, hey, don't you want the love of many people? I'm like, no. I don't want the like objectified not real love because they don't actually know you of random strangers. I want the actual love of like family and friends, people that I actually interact with. And guess what? Fame is a huge barrier to having like real friends and real relationships. So, yeah, I'm not down. Like I'm just not down. So, I know that the Fame train was coming. It was like right around the corner. People were there was a groundswell of support. People were like, "Ooh, who are we gonna make famous next?" And they're like, "I don't know. We already did it to Jimmy Fallon, and that's you see what happened there. So why not this freaking guy? He seems like a terrible person, and he makes weird content." And I'd be like, "Yeah." Terrible and weird, huh? We haven't tried that. We've tried talented. We've tried uh so freaking happy that it's annoying. What? Oh. Anyway. Uh they're like, let's try really bad at it and see how that works out. And as it turns out, not that great. Sorry to spoiler alert. Anyway, people, I gotta check this white wool and this glass. I don't really care. I can get more sand if I need it. Yeah, get rid of the sand because I need this deep slate. That's what I'm gonna build my house out of. Didn't I get some tuff? I already put it in there. Anyway. Alright, people. It's about time for me to wrap this up. But not until I solve the Middle East two-state solution, and don't let freaking anti-Semites convince Jewish people that they're on their side just because they're actually trying to hasten the end of times as spoken of in their Bible that they love so much. Did it. Two-state solution. No zealots on either side. No friggin' yeah. Well, I mean, or I guess if we're allowing it, like all zealots on all sides, but like you friggin' watch yourself. I've got the death sentence on 9 systems. Anyway, uh yeah. I mean, like, peace in the Middle East, easy. Friggin' divide up Jerusalem, divide up, like give the friggin' Gaza Strip back. Like, I tell you, it's so ridiculous because, okay, there was recently a yeah, fairly recently, a border dispute, or part of a border dispute, ongoing, constant border dispute between Thailand and Cambodia involved this ancient temple, which, uh, if you trace the lines back, then you could be like, aha, this is a Khmer temple, which means that it belonged to Cambodia. And Thailand was like, yeah, but we we have temples built by the same group of people within the part of our borders that we all recognize, you know, and and that is actually true. And that's the problem, is that, like, at one point, the people who eventually became Cambodians ruled the entire Malay Peninsula. And so, like, do they get to go and be like, hey, Malaysia and Thailand and Laos and Vietnam, get the frick out because this used to be our land? Yeah, it did. And it brings up this weird thing where it's like, okay, at a certain point, because, like, cultures just used to friggin' take each other over. And this isn't just like talking about colonialism and imperialism, which certainly was a problem of people taking over each other's land and whatnot. But like, the problem is at a certain point you have to decide, like, okay, well, when does it become your land? Like, how long do you have to squat on someone else's land that you took over for it to become your land? Because, like, at a certain point, we all agree that it does become exactly that, because the world is populated, like friggin' America. All right? Like, we recognize, like, we could talk openly about the fact that it was 100% stolen from Native Americans. Like, you white people don't have a problem admitting to that 100%. Oh, and who's that idiot of a congressman who is like, I'm not trying to be racist, it's just we did more with this land than they ever did. And it's funny because, like, I can see why people might be inclined to agree with that. Be like, yeah, did they have democracy in, the times of, the Native Americans just roaming the land and having land disputes amongst themselves and having tribal conflicts and a constant fluctuation of tribal boundaries for nomadic peoples, and then over time, some of them would settle down and start doing agriculture, and then they were still at the mercies of those who still chose to be nomadic, or chose a more warlike approach to being an agrarian people. Anyway, like, Yeah. Okay. Fact of the matter is this, that yeah, dude, this is purely a subjective question. Because I mean, like, who's to say it's better? Like, it's better for you, yeah. Better for Native Americans? No. Like, and guess what? That is a reasonable way to look at the issue. Like, yeah, we built a better thing than they did. Okay, well, how has your building of a better thing than they did turned out for them? Oh, horribly? And by design, horribly? Like, okay, that's so it's better. What we've built is better, you're saying. Like, because we built a thing that is worse for them. Okay. Anyway, and in general, worse for all minorities, you know? Come on, America. Like, yeah. So, America, like, at what point do Native Americans get to just start walking into the houses of white people and be like, this is mine now? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine? Because that's essentially what is happening in the Gaza Strip. Like, it is that, and people have raised the question. They're like, well, what if Italy decided, like, hey, we used to be Rome, and so we deserve Jerusalem because we held it for a good long while. Come on, like, there's this whole problem of like, if it weren't a religious question, that everybody would be like, boy, it sure is a shame that all of these Jewish people lost their ancestral homeland. But what are you gonna do? You know, like that's what it would be. That's exactly what it would be. You know, because like think about all the people over the course of the years who have lost their ancestral homelands, and like if they lose it long enough to a strong enough opponent, then we all just go like, well, I guess that settles who owns this bit of land. You know, it what? Oh, I accidentally threw it behind myself. That's impressive. I didn't even know that you could do that. Anyway, but I'm telling you, people, like, you want to have peace in the Middle East. First of all, you need to settle the religion problem first. Like, if you want lasting peace, but if you want to have like an uneasy peace where not as many people die, two state, like two state, and get the frick out of Gaza. Like, I'm sorry, and move the United States embassy back to Tel Aviv. Anyway, regardless, because why did we move it out of Tel Aviv? Oh, so that we could appease like freaking and you know when they did it, they're like, we're just recognizing a fundamental truth. This is the truth. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. It's like, yeah, but think of who you're pissing off. Like, number one, and number two, like by making that move, you are showing just to what extent your whole like, oh, we support. Oh, when was I in here? Anyway, but like you're doing a whole we support Israel because you know we believe in the Bible kind of a thing. Oh, these freaking guys. I hate these guys so much. No, more of them. What is this, Nightmare on Silverfish Street? Oh god, there's so many. So maybe that's where all that came from. Oh, no, that's right. Because I did, like, cobblestone over some of those. And I just left them down there because, like, there was some, like, when I was mining out the lava, this lava pit. Ah, I wish I could. I don't have any. What if I hit you with an egg? Wait, did that make a chicken down there? It sounded like more. Anyway, regardless. I have to reorganize this. Foodstuffs are always in number 9. Anyway, people, I gotta go to bed. It's so late, people. Oh my god. And I've got to get my sleep schedule back on normal. You know that. You know that that's true. Anyway, get working on that 2-state solution. It's like, how did Jared Kushner never think of that? Like, he was in charge of it. He was in charge of that whole situation. What did he do? Like, officially move the embassy. Like, yeah. Course you would. Course you would. And that, who does that help? Well, not the Palestinians. Like, obviously you're just furthering the conflict long term for short term gains. Like, what are you even playing at? Like, I don't even. It's a bunch of bullcrap. What that is. Bunch of bullcrap. Anyway. So we did it. We talked about me being a space case. Oh, did we ever finish that story? Yeah, my parents took me in to get EEGs, encephalogram, little suction cup stuck to my head. Little machine measuring my brain activity. Really hard to lie still for a kid young as I was, and as it turned out, just a space case. No seizures whatsoever. I guess that's good news. Anyway, and that's how I got to be the person that you don't know and don't love today. I'm not saying you don't love me because I'm difficult to love or anything like that. It's just you don't know me. You don't know me. Anyway, if you think you know me, be like, I know you, and then comment I know you in the comments, and I will send you a Steam key. The other special passphrase, catchphrase is grunt. Remember, grunt or I know you. I will give you a Steam key, which when I listen back, it sounds like I'm saying stinky. Nope, I'm saying Steam. You know, the gaming service that you play games with on the PC because PC gaming is better. Anyway. Steam key, fool. I get you that Steam key, I will. I'm not even joking. Like, I have them in a document, and I will totally give you one if you do the right thing. And doing the right thing in this instance, you know what that means? That means you comment on the right thing and you solve peace in the Middle East. And yeah. Oh, big news today. Officer Chauvin. I don't know how to say his name. Anyway, the officer who murdered George Floyd was found guilty of murder. So apparently it's now murder even when the police do it. Can you believe it? Like, how many years did that take for that to be a thing? If the police murder a man and we see them do it, that it's actually murder. Like, I I can't even imagine how upset people would have been if, like, a man who kneeled on another man's neck for 3 minutes after he was dead, like, I can't even imagine that not being murder. Like, I'm sorry. Look, I know that, like, in Mississippi in 1962, maybe, in Alabama in 1957, maybe, not just maybe, probably, definitely. That's probably, I need to read more history, is what that says. But, like, yeah, Minneapolis 2021, no. With the whole country watching, with Juneteenth just made a federal holiday, really? Like, I'm glad, like, I feel like there was a heavy thumb on those scales of justice, but, like, it's about freaking time, right? Anyway, people, this has been an episode. I riffed, I crafted. We'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.